Hello folks, I am Deepsha and my first task as a mobile application developer intern at the Spark Foundation is to create a simple banking application, or you can say money transfer application, that will transfer money from one account to another. So let's see my project files first. This is the customer schema file that contains the references to my actual columns in the table. So what will happen here, whenever I need to access the columns of the table, I don't need to remember the column names of my table. I just write the variable or the reference name I have given here, and I can access the column or the data that is present in the table. Next is the DB helper class. DB helper class extends the SQLite open helper class, which is the official class of Android to use SQLite database. It will implement methods to create our table and to perform operations on our table. So here the first line of the class is declaring the database version and the database name. So the table will created in this database only. So next I declare a string variable named create table, which will create a table for me in the banking database. Now this is the onCreate method of SQLite database class. This method will execute our query, which is a string here, create table, and this string query will be passed here, and that will create a table for us. This onUpgrade method will create or drop the existing table and do the updates on it. These all other methods are my functionalities of my app, like update the data, fetch the data of specific ID and other. Now coming to main activity.java, this is the starting screen, or you can the first screen of my application. Here I have initialized and defined many views. Let's say this is a button, like button, text input, etc. Now to use our methods or to create or insert values into our database, we have to instantiate our database helper class object and also the SQLite database object. So for instantiating our database helper object, we have to create a new object like this. I have created database helper object named DB, and I also have to initialize SQLDB object like db.getWritable database. Now here I am inserting dummy data for our database to perform operations. Now here I am handling several button clicks, like for navigating to view customer activity. This button, on clicking this button, the user will navigate to the view customer activity. This button will navigate the user to money transfer activity. Now on clicking this button, the user will able to see specific ID details. This button will show the user a balance of a particular account number. Now coming to my view all customer file. This file will show the user all the customers that are present in a database. Here also we have initialized the DB helper object and SQLite database object. Now we are calling our fetch data method, which we have declared in DB helper class, for getting the details of all the users. So this is the fetch data method which we have created, and for using this method we have to use database helper object, as we have created this method in this class. Now next we are creating a list adapter to hold all the values that are returning from the method. Now we are here setting the adapter in our list. The set adapter method will load the data in our list view. Now on clicking on a list view or list view item, the user will navigate to a money transfer activity. So let's see the money transfer file. So here also we have to create or instantiate our database helper or SQLite database object. Now here I have created several alert dialogues for different functionalities. Like first alert dialog is for stopping user from doing transaction on the same account. Let's say if a user is selected this is her or himself account, then user will not be able to perform operation. The second alert dialog is for stopping user from doing transaction if account balance is 0. Third alert dialog for ensuring the user that transaction is successful. Now coming to my on-click listener. So this button is used to pay the money or to transfer the money from one account to another. So in this on-click method, I am instantiating our database and SQLite database objects, and I am taking all the information that user will provide on the money transfer page. Now performing some filtering and checking, comparing operations on my data, and then I will show the data to the user. Now this inserted method will insert all the transactions that a particular user has done into insertion table or into transaction table. Now coming to our layout files. So in money transfer XML, as we have discussed previously, I have two buttons and an edit text. So let's look at this activity. So this will be our layout activity. We have 3 edit text and 2 buttons. One is pay and one is back. Now coming to our view or customer layout file. In this we have created or declared a list view, which will be looking like this, and these text views are coming from our data row.xml file, which we will see later. This is our first screen which user will see on opening the app. In this we have 3 buttons and 1 text input layout. As you can see, we have 3 buttons and 1 text input layout and 1 search functionality. So now let's see how our app works. Let's see the working of my application. So this is the splash screen of my application. This is the first screen that user will see on opening the application. Let's the user want to see all the customers who are present in the table. So this is the list of all the customers who are present in the table. So let's say we have to transfer money from one account to another. For example, we have to transfer money from 410 to 205. So also remember the account balance of both the accounts. After transferring the money, the balance should be updated. So let's transfer the money from 410 to 205. So now we have to transfer money for 410 to 205. So we have to write 410 into debit account number and 205 into our credit account number. So let's enter the amount. So 1000. Now on clicking on the pay button, we should prompt a dialog box saying the transfer is successful. Let's see. As you can see, we have prompted with a dialog box saying account 205 credited with 1000. Now let's check the reflect. So as you can see, the balance is reflected in both the accounts. First of all, 410 account number has balance 77,000. Now if user want to pay the money from here only, so he also can do that. So user have to click on the customer from which the user want to pay the money. So I have to pay the money to account number 410, so click on it. and user have to enter the debit account number. That means user have to enter the account number from which the amount has to be debited. Let's say 205 and the amount to be debited. So on clicking the pay button, we are prompted that account 410 credited with 1000 rupees. Let's check that the amount balance has been reflected or not. See, the balance has been reflected. First of all, the account balance is 76,000 and now it's 77,000, and here the account balance is 24,500, which was now 23,500. So let's see other functionality of our user can also check the details of a particular account number by writing into the edit text. Let's say I have to check the details of account number 410. So and clicking on this button, user will get all the details of this account number. As we can see, all the details of the particular account number is shown. Account number 410, account holder name is Russell, account balance is 77,000, email russell@gmail.com. Let's verify these details. As you can see, account number 410 has name Russell and his balance is 77,000. User can also check the balance of a particular account number by entering the account number. On clicking the check balance functionality, user will be able to see the balance of the account number. Account balance is 77,000. Let's verify this also. Account number is 77. Account balance of account number 410 is 77,000. Moreover, I have also implemented some constraints on the transaction. Let's say if a customer's account balance is nil or account balance is 0, he or she is not able to transfer money from his account. In our application, account number 205 has account balance 0. So let's try to transfer the money from his account. Click on the money transfer button. Here we will write 205 as a debit account number and 410 as credit account number, and amount will be 200. On clicking the pay button, I should not be able to transfer the money from 205 account. Let's check this. As you can see, on clicking the pay button, I have been prompted saying that balance of debit account is 0. You can see a message that cannot perform debit operation on this account. I have also implemented another constraint that if user want to transfer the money to his or her own account, so he should not be able to do this transaction. Let's check this constraint. Suppose account number 101 wants to transfer the money to his account only, so he should not able to transfer the money to his account. Let's check this. 101 and 101 is our debit account number and 101 is also a credit account number. So let's say the amount is 1000. On clicking pay button, I should not be able to transfer money from the same account. As you can see, here it is prompted that cannot perform transaction on same account. On clicking OK, I have given a message that try with another account number. Thank you.